All right. Looks like we are officially live. It's alive. Let's see here. I'm going to pause my. Cool. Welcome, everybody, to Conscious Radio Network. This is your host speaking, Dr. Paul Mekas. Quick sponsors and thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Definitely check out if you're going to be in Melbourne on the 21st and 22nd. Stop by the Spirit Fest Melbourne Metaphysical and Holistic Fair. Readers, merchandise, crystals, authors, artists, special guests, 80 plus booths. Again, it's May 21st and 22nd at the Melbourne Auditorium. Check it out.
In Florida.
In Florida, $12.
You got to tell them that.
or $18 a day. That ain't bad. And free parking. Speakers all day, both days. For details and discounts for admission, you can go to www.spiritfestflorida.com. spiritfestfl.com. And also check out, tune in again next week. Next Wednesday at 5, we'll have medicine woman Kat Rambo on. We will be doing some dream work sessions, taking calls to, if you got some dreams and you want to know the meaning of them, call in. We can do that. Anywho, let's get to the show. I want to welcome back Erin. How do you exactly pronounce your last name?
You know, you've done it so well so many times. It's Koczur.
Koczur. Okay.
Yep.
Just want to double check. I was
like, you've always, you know what?
You're feeling Z in there. I'm like,
I know you're feeling that Mercury energy. You're going, I better beware. I better be cautious. So, Erin Koczur. It's always, you know, not just an honor, but it's an absolute pleasure. You and I have known each other many years, became friends in addition to colleagues. And anytime we get together for anything spiritual, metaphysical, paranormal, you know, these things, it's so much fun. I love it. So it's great to be here. Thank you for having me back.
Thank you again. And for those who don't know, you can call in since we're live. If you have questions for our guest, especially for Erin tonight about the lightworker development school that she has, and questions about, we're going to be talking about Mercury Retrograde. If you have any questions, please call in 407-636-1157 and we can answer those for you. So anyway, let's jump out of the frying pan and into the fire. Mercury Retrograde. What is happening?
Okay. All right. Well, let's first start with, yes, it happens a few times a year, anywhere from 3 to 4 times a year. It is usually a 3.5 week period. Right now, it is going to be started yesterday, May 10, and this one ends June 3rd. And now there's a shadow period. What does that mean? So for about a week or two beforehand, you can start feeling some of that energy coming. And as it starts to go back in direct on the 3rd, it could still take a few days for things to catch up because, you know, you got to get that ball rolling forward again.
Yeah.
So Mercury tends to affect the most. It affects communication, all forms of communication.
Don't know that.
It affects electronics, mechanicals, things. It affects legal, it affects travel. And a lot of times everyone's like, oh, Mercury retrograde, right? And thinking, oh my God, my life needs to stop.
And there's a lot of people out there too. When I say that at work, people look at me like deer in headlights. They're like, yeah, whatever. So there's quite a bit of an audience out there. I'm not sure if they're my audience, but some of our audience members will probably know people that are like, don't believe that. They like, yeah, it's hocus pocus. Or
well, you know what's funny? My oldest daughter, Her husband, our world is so foreign to him, it's not even funny, okay? He still does not understand who I am and what I do, and they've been married for quite a while now. However, when things start to go wrong, he'll ask, is it that Mercury retrograde? Because like I won't tell him, but he'll just start having all sorts of issues.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm like, I'll tell my daughter, I'm like, well, you know, it's Mercury retrograde. So, so now we have found we can't tell him when it's happening, because not only does stuff happen, but then even more stuff, because you kind of pull it to you, you know, that's where your focus is. So that's what you're going to get more of.
Yeah.
But whether you believe in it or not is absolutely fine. For those, though, that are maybe experiencing unusual bumps in the road right now, or for those who have found through life experience that when Mercury goes retrograde, it does affect them, you don't have to hide in your bed. You don't have to hide under a pillow. You don't have to go into a cave or under a rock. You want to do the things that start with the RE. So it asks you to reassess. It'll ask you to research. It'll ask you to rest. It'll ask you to renovate. It will ask you to do all of these things. So like if you're having a conversation, again, you just want to be, it's not beware, it's be aware.
Yeah.
So ask the person before you blow up, this is what I think I heard, or could you please clarify? All right. And if someone's starting to get upset with you in a conversation, you could say, okay, let's take a step back. Let me re-explain what I was trying to get across. In terms of mechanical things, back up your computer. If you know it's time for your oil to be changed or to check your tires, you're just going to do that. You're just going to go over things. And travel, you can travel, build in extra time. Don't like be like that you got to make it up, you know, you've only left yourself 2 minutes to make it on time.
Yeah.
Or if you're road tripping, yes, check the car out, but also bring some extra things that you may end up needing. Okay. By all means, travel. I have traveled during a retrograde a lot. It's about have patience.
And contingencies, have contingencies in place.
Yes. And as for legal documents, while I would normally say if you do not have to sign a contract during the retrograde period, if it's something that can wait, I will always advise a client of mine to wait. However, sometimes that's not possible.
Yeah, like closing on a house or
right. Yeah. So what that means is you're just going to be extra aware. You're going to go over all of it 3 times, 4 times. Just make sure you've got it all before you sign, that you didn't miss anything. You know, this is a time to be flexible, to be patient, to understand that it's not about pushing forward. All right. It's either about just stand your ground or just take gentle steps. Okay. But you don't want to be like going 100,000 miles an hour, because you're going to be pushed back. It's really going to frustrate you. But this is a really good time to reorganize your life, to reflect on yourself, to re-examine relationships, to review your finances. You know, like it's giving you, this is like one of those opportunities where really the universal energies, the astrological energies are saying, okay, we're going to give you a pause. We're going to give you time. We're going to pause this, kind of move you back a little so you can do these things. And it's also for anyone who's feeling frustrated with their lives. It is time. You can reinvent yourself. Literally take this 3 week period reflect on who you are, who you want to be, and the life you want to live. And then what do you have to do to reinvent yourself? Start researching that and organizing it and getting back together so that when the energy goes, you can go with it.
Yeah, you've already laid that foundation. The foundation's already there. Now that the tides have cleared and it's now, you could just wade in the water and just walk on out there and get everything else set up.
So again, everyone gets really, really nervous about doing things. You know, the energies, they do not control us. They may affect us, but we still have free will. We can still choose. If we are aware, we can still choose our words, our actions, our decisions.
True. And
so I don't fear it, but I will be honest. I always back up my computer.
Yep.
I will be very aware in conversations. I have to travel. I do build in extra time. And as you said, contingencies. I have actually, you know, I'm from back in the day when we had phone books, okay? Like not just the one that came from the telephone company, but everyone had a little phone book and you would write everyone's number in it. But now with our cell phones, and it saves everything, almost nobody knows the number anymore.
Yeah.
I've written down all of the important numbers and I have that on paper so that, again, it affects all forms of communication. That's going to be my phone. That's going to be my computer. That's going to be my Wi-Fi. It's going to be all of this. So what do? I have a backup. I have it written out. So I don't worry about it.
Yeah. There was another thing too, is keep an eye on your bank accounts, your balances, because technology at the banks can flip out too. And
that's why
spending $10 on something, the bank will $100. It's like, whoa, I didn't do that. So,
well, again, technology, because that is a machine and electricity, right? The Wi-Fi, the internet, that's what it's run on, and all of this invisible energy that we've tapped into to get this information from one place to another, and a machine is processing and storing it. So absolutely keep an eye on that. Yeah. So you can just take care of it sooner than later.
Yeah, and I don't think we were in Mercury Retrograde. Well, maybe, because last year I was at a Sarasota event, and a lot of people blame spirit. I did at the time only because I heard the history of the building. The building is very active, and there's a little girl that likes to mess, in spirit, that likes to mess with people's electronics, cameras, cell phones. A lot of people have, stuff like that.
It is anything that relies on, that kind of energy is the easiest, as you know, it's the easiest for them to.
Electrical communication devices are very permanent.
Yep. It's the easiest for them to manipulate, to adapt their energy so that they can actually, show you they're there. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. But again, if anybody listening, and if you're going to watch this later, if you're not watching, if you're going to watch this later, tune into the next shows. We're on every week, 5:00. And you can call in if you got questions. Number is 407-636-1157. And since it is only one line, if it's busy, just wait and you'll get on in. So, and see, when it comes to technology, I'm kind of anxious when it comes to the new mixer that I got, because it's got a I'm not sure if you met Justin. He was one of the guys that helped me when I first started Conscious Radio back in 2015. And great technician, great musician, and he's now a DJ, a music for a music station up in the Ozarks. And we were kind of conversing a couple weeks ago, and I was telling him the issues I was having with my mixer. It was like Mercury retrograde all the time here.
If it was within the last 2 weeks, it started affecting people early this time.
Yeah. So I got a new board, and he told me about this board, the Tascam, the Mixcast 4, and everything is integrated. Everything is built in, touchscreen. It's got the lights, all the glowy lights and this and that. And it's like Christmas every day here in the studio.
I love that.
And but for taking live calls, that's specifically what it was built for. Oh yes, I got one of those selenite.
Put your selenite by them, because remember, this is going to absorb any of that extra and ground any extra surges or something that's going to come your way. Now, it's not going to stop Wi-Fi from doing this and blah, 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 or something, but it's helpful. I keep this one specifically by my computer 24/7.
Wow. Yeah, I got a lot of that. So I've got a chunk of it. It's about the size. It's a log, literally a log.
You're just trying to make me jealous, and that's not nice.
And then there's a couple
my ugly side. Look, see, communication is here,
right? And it's man, I had that under. I was doing a show, and I had one under my chair at the time while I was doing my show, and wow, it got my mind going in all different weird directions.
It does it does do many things. So I can see that. You know what? For those that are tuning in, that are listening, or going to be watching the replay, I just realized they may not have a clue who I am and why anything I say matters.
It'll be in the description later on. Before the end of the night and stuff, I'll have all the information in the description. But please explain to the viewers what you do.
Okay.
When you do it, why you do it, how you do it, and where to go.
And where to go.
Find you when you need your assistance.
Okay, well, I am Erin Koczur. I am the founder of the Lightworker Development School. Been a psychic medium my entire life. I am a master lightworker. I am trained. I have experience and training in you would be amazed, spiritual, metaphysical, paranormal, holistic. I have been doing readings for over 40 years. I am also a board certified clinical hypnotherapist, Reiki master, holy light, a lot of the other energy modalities. The list just goes on and on and on. I love taking the spiritual and the metaphysical and the paranormal and bringing it together with the science.
Yeah.
Okay. Bringing that together with the science. I've been studying for 50 years and I still continue, because you never stop learning. Okay. There's always something to learn.
Yeah.
And that's specifically the way I've designed my Lightworker certification program, where we take all of these and we bring it together so that in less than 6 months even, you are not only are you clear on what your abilities are and you've developed them and you've got confidence with them and you know how to use your energy, master your energy, the energy around you, work with the universe, all sorts of stuff. Really, I give them knowledge from aromatherapy to Zen. Work with them hands-on, and we just really get them clear on what their soul purpose is, what they've charted, and set them up to do it, and to do it with confidence. And I absolutely love, love, love that. And this way, it's not taking them, decades to get out there and do the light work, because you and I have, we've already talked about this. More and more people are becoming aware that they're a little different.
Yeah.
Some have known for a long time that they've been hiding. They hide. I call it the broom closet. And they don't have a support system, where they don't have someone to answer their questions. Some of them are just so afraid. Some of it is fear because they don't know what it is. They think they're crazy. You would be amazed how many women actually end up thinking they're crazy. If I share with you.
Or their family. Their family will think,
right?
I'm away in a mental hospital or something. It's like, oh.
Right now, I have a handful of clients, some past, some present, that are all flying from all around the world.
Yeah.
Okay. They're all making their way to Arizona to be keynote speakers at the Ultimate Quantum Retreat that's being held in Tucson, Arizona, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, one woman, when we first started talking to each other, I was actually getting my certification in angel card reading with Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. We kind of talked a little, blah, blah, blah. And it was I think a year or 2 or 3 or 4 later, it was quite some time.
Yeah.
And she reached out to me, and she didn't even feel confident in her readings, only to go on to find out she'd been a psychic medium her whole life, and she was so traumatized by it and so scared that she actually thought she was crazy. She thought about going to a psychologist. She was in her 20s when she was like thinking she's losing her mind.
Wow.
She struggled with this for so long. And so she hired me to be her mentor. She came, I accepted her into the 6-month certification program. And we weren't that far in before we found this out. And as soon as we removed that block and opened that door, she is now a keynote speaker. She is someone who was so afraid and is now flying across country. You know, another one of my clients that's going to be a keynote speaker there. She was always interested in things, but she didn't think anything, blah, blah, blah. And then again, she thought she was crazy, started to hear, feel, see stuff. And she is the only holy light intuitive healing modality master right now, and is also flying out and has already been teaching people this amazing healing modality that, unlike a lot of the others, this one really targets past life traumas, ancestral, you know, I mean, it does like really deep, 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 deep. This is like before you do a healing on someone, you really let them know this is going to go super ass deep. I'm sorry. And
that's why we're not regulated.
Can I just blame it on being a Jersey girl? Please.
I mean, I do have a dump button, but I haven't worked it yet. See, it goes like that.
I love it. And she's flying out from Canada to go and be a keynote speaker and do a presentation. You know, honestly, hear me now. She's going to be the next Esther Hicks, next Esther Hicks. I am telling you now, mark my words. One day I'm going to be saying come, because she's going to be doing conventions and big speaking all over the world.
Wow. Now, saying that, 2 of your students I did reach out to, and 2 of them will be on the show.
She's one of them. She's one of them. Yeah. Yep.
Stay tuned, everybody. Stay tuned. She'll be on next month.
I have
the 11th.
Really, you know what? There are some people that, you know, we work together for more than one program. We work together for quite some time, a year and a half, 2 years. And then there are some we go through, we stay in touch. I support each and every one. You know, when I do this journey with you, I am so hands-on. You know, I'm going to be there not only to assist you, like also, pick you up when you need it, hug you when you need it, push you in the dish when you need it, set you straight with some hard love if you need it. And even when we may finish our professional work together,
Mm-hmm.
they know without a doubt they still can always reach out to me, and they often do. They know I support each and everything they do. I will show up and wave for them wherever they are, because these women all came to me just so lost. And what, they knew they were supposed to do something, and a lot of them knew they just wanted to help people, but they didn't know how.
Yeah, they didn't know how. They were, and I wouldn't say scared of their gifts, but they were
Some
concerned. They were
were.
concerned, like, what am I? Am I going crazy? Am I
Are
going
people going to
insane?
believe me?
Yeah,
Are
it's
people
like,
going to believe me? Like, blah, blah,
yeah,
yes,
yep. Because if they ask
and
the wrong person or tell the wrong person, who knows what could happen? It's like, yep.
yeah. So that's why the program also has built into it a private community, so that even though I'm doing the private one-on-ones with each person, because I do also customize it, this one really excels at mediumship. This one excels at being a divine channel for an ascended master, but this one really excels at doing psychic readings. This one really excels at, the healing, mixing the healing with stuff. So part of the program is, everybody should know this. If you are going to be, you're just a being. You are a being inside a meat suit we call a body. Okay. And then we work on your individual things. But then I also, once a week, bring every one of these ladies together. I built this beautiful mastermind soul sister community where there's a different training every week, from anything from aromatherapy to Zen. And they get to share with each other, and the relationships, past and present, that have been made. They literally support and are there for each other. And I'm gonna get emotional, okay, because it's really
Yeah.
when they didn't have that, and now they do, and I love that.
Yeah. And a lot of people need that. A lot of people need that support, especially now. I mean, what's going on in the world today, when somebody faces that type of, I wouldn't say episode, but that point in their life. And it's not only, trying to discover their abilities and their gifts, metaphysical gifts, especially, but losing direction of their life. Like, they want to be something, they know who they are, but they need that.
They need the clarity.
Yeah.
They need the unconditioning. But do you want to know what most people are looking for?
Wow.
Permission.
Oh, yep. Yeah.
They are looking for permission to be who they are. They are looking for permission to pursue the things they are interested in. They are looking for permission to feed their soul. They are looking for permission. So ingrained, it is better to give than to receive. Okay. Mm-hmm. And it's better to do for others. And if you do for yourself, it's selfish, it's this or that. Okay, wait a minute.
And that's where the hypnotherapy comes into play, is that permission.
Right. But not only if everyone's giving, who's receiving?
Yeah.
Someone's got to receive, number one. Number two, if you don't receive, that giver doesn't get that joy of giving. Number three, where's the balance in the energy exchange? And number four, if you don't do the things you want to do, if you don't learn the things you want to learn, if you don't color your life and live your life the way that really makes your heart sing and your soul glow, well, then who's supposed to do it for you? We're each responsible for ourselves.
Yeah.
It's nobody else's job. If you don't do, who's going to do it for you? Mm-hmm. It's your job to come and paint your life.
Yeah.
Whatever that may be.
And it's paying attention. It's paying attention to those signals and those hints in life that are happening around us every day. We don't pay attention to those. Not only spirit, and it's not to discount spirit. Spirit's trying to tell us stuff all the time. Our ancestors, our, archangels, or, spirit guides are trying to give us hints and signs all the time.
All the
But we
time.
don't pay attention to them. And then when we get frustrated and ask for their help, they go, I told you. I told you so.
That reminds me, I will be sending you a link. Please include it when you post this video, the replay. I have a free ebook that I'd like to offer.
Awesome.
Any of the viewers, and it's about it's the 101 basics of spirit guides. And guess what? Everybody has spirit guides. Number one. Number two, you don't need to be a psychic medium to work with your guides. Number three, you don't need to go to somebody else to have them introduce you and da 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 da. Now, in my program, I do have a custom design technique that I do with my clients, where I literally take them to meet face to face with their spirit guide, have that conversation, learn the language, blah, 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 in a way that, because it's faster. Remember, this is like my intensive. This is like, we're going to teach you everything because I want you to get out there and shine your light.
Yeah.
But if you're not someone who's looking to do that, does that mean you can't? No, it just means it's going to take a little longer. And that's fine. I've got so many tips and exercises in this ebook. So I will send you that so you can share it with anybody.
Yeah. Shoot me the link and I'll put it on the website and put it in the description below. Definitely. Yeah. And again, anybody has any questions? Anybody have for Erin? While we're because we'll be on till 6 o'clock. And if you have any questions for Erin, please call 407-636-1157. I'm always used to saying toll free call. Yeah. That's one. You can see how old fashioned I am. Like, oh man. Or that's one of my past lives. I'm like,
yeah, I love that. Oh my gosh.
All toll free.
I love that. I do.
Oh man. But yeah, the spirit guide. I was first introduced to my spirit guide one of them. But she has kind of went somewhere else, and some others stepped in through time. Because you don't always keep the same spirit guide. They're in during a point in your life when you need that spirit guide the most.
You will always have your main one.
Yeah.
Your main spirit guide. Okay, you think you dated yourself? Watch me. There's a show that used to be very popular called MASH. And there was a character named Radar. Radar was the man, right? He was short. The actor was short, the glasses, blah, blah, blah. Sweet, innocent, but boy, he knew what you were going to say before you said it. He got you what you needed before you even told him to. And no matter what you told him, if to get you or you needed or to solve, he did it. I mean, he was just like your go-to, like magic wand, right? Radar. Everyone has a main spirit guide. He's your radar.
Mm-hmm.
He is always there. He is the one, or she is the one that went and worked with you on your chart. The whole thing, knows your chart inside and out.
Yeah.
Also knows, it's there, the big honcho. But as you said, as other things that you are experiencing or looking to experience and achieve and do and be, other guides that are stronger in those qualities, the specialists, right? They'll come in and they work with you, and then when their work is done, they go. But your main guide is still always there, your right-hand person.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't they have, I wouldn't say titles, but they have kind of like these attributes. Like your main
Okay,
one is
so,
technically like the architect, the engineer.
well, see, okay, from all, I've been working with spirit guides for decades and decades, and I've done also a lot of sessions with people. Here's the deal. A spirit guide is someone, it's a being like us, right? One day we could be someone's spirit guide.
Yeah.
I'm getting that full, but anyway.
Yeah.
They have lived at least one lifetime. I'll be honest, it's usually multiple.
Yeah.
And so there are certain attributes and characteristics, knowledge, skills that they have built up on, okay, during those lifetimes, because we usually will pick a theme and we're going to work that theme until we complete it. So we'll choose someone who's very experienced in that theme, or the guidance or the backup we're going to need the most. Okay. And so they are there with all of that knowledge and that wisdom and that experience. In addition to, okay, so now here's the cool part. It's like this person, but at the same time, they're on the other side. They know where everyone is, everything is, blah, blah, blah. They are the ones that are also going to run. If you want to petition your chart to be changed, if you need assistance with this, and you don't even have to know who to call on. All you have to do is tell your guide, I need assistance with blank.
Yeah.
Get whoever you need. And they do. So they have the knowledge and the wisdom and the understanding of the other side, but they also know what it's like to be human. They understand hunger. They understand fear. They understand pain. They understand greed and envy, honestly, like all the negative crap. They understand, but they also understand a very human thing is the way we have romantic love. They understand passion. They understand ambition. You know, so all of these things, they understand it. And that's why they are so well suited to be your right hand person, because they get it. And, you know, you may choose depending on, you know, you'll have that main one. Usually you'll have a few more that kind of make up that part of your team, you know, and then you have your angel, you have your guardian angel, your main angel. And again, that one's going to be in alignment, an angel that their energy is super in alignment with your theme. And other angels are also going to come and go. You know, you have what I call a celestial crew, or crew for short. Yeah. They're made up of your guides, your guardians, your angels, your soul family, ancestors, all of these beings of love and light on the other side that are there for you. You have a crew, a main crew, they're always there, and you can always ask for assistance. And here's the kicker. They want you to. Yeah. That's their job. That's what they signed up for. And here's the real kicker. You want to hear the real kicker?
Oh, yeah.
Free will. Unless you have already charted with them to do A, B, C, D, E, to make sure that if I'm like at this day, you know, I'm not supposed to be dead this day, and you see I'm going to step off the curb, yes, your angel's going to intervene. And okay, if you've already set things up with them, yes, but otherwise, they cannot infringe upon your or my free will. We all have free will. And so you have to, again, except for the things that you've already, you know, lined up with them, made clear, and you said, okay, here's all the things I want you to do, they cannot interfere. So they want you to ask for their assistance. They literally want you to ask for their assistance. Yeah. And the thing that brings them the most joy, because they grow and they evolve on the other side from being your guardian angel or from being your spirit guide. And it fills them to assist you.
Yeah.
And honestly, and then when you just look up and you say, thank you, that is a gift that has far more meaning than you'll ever realize.
Mm. What about the stories that I've heard? And I'm sure a lot of people have heard this, is when some of your ancestors reincarnate and come back into body of someone else in your life, either a child,
That does happen.
a friend,
Yeah.
which is even more rare, but a friend that you become friends with in high school, but it ends up being like,
it's not as rare as it used to be, because the planet has really been, the population number keeps going up and up and up.
Yeah.
Plus a lot of us are looking to, these are while we are here in the physical, we may not think this way, but on the other side, these are considered exciting times where you can really level up and really achieve a lot of mastery. So a lot of like, oh yeah, I went in on that. We chart these people in our lives. They charted to be. So we're looking at everything here linear, right? When we are building our chart and the pivotal people or the pivotal experiences, situations, things, places that are to be in our chart, we're looking linear here. Well, like, how did we know so-and-so was, gonna, how? Well, time is a human concept. Linear time is a human concept. And there are so many parallel universes, and there's so much else going on that past, present, future is not the way we view it here and we understand it here. So yes, they will chart. And here is something that so many people don't like hearing. I'm gonna make some people angry. You just may get some comments on this.
Yeah.
But you know what? I stake my reputation on it. And the majority of times, now there was a difference between a soulmate and a soul flame. Let's just talk soulmate. Hollywood, because we're in the US, Hollywood has brainwashed people into thinking your soulmate, that one and only, and it's perfect, and you see each other and you come together and you never even give each other a cross look. The purpose of a soulmate, now sometimes, like especially with a twin flame, you will have that. It's really not the norm. The norm for a soulmate is someone who comes into your life and they will be the catalyst, good or what we may think not so good, for the theme and the things that we are looking to experience, be, do, have, and achieve. So I'll give an example. A couple gets together and, they love each other. They just knew the minute they saw each other. I was like, you're meant to be in my life. I need you, this, that, and they do. But at the same time, there may be things that they really, really argue about a lot. If you step back and you look at that, what are you arguing about? One of you is supposed to be learning here. Most likely both of you. So I'll give an example. I was in a relationship where fabulous, wonderful person. Don't get me wrong. Great. Absolutely. I knew we were charted. That I knew. because of this person, I learned about boundaries. Boundaries I didn't even know I was entitled to.
Yeah.
Boundaries that I didn't even know existed. Boundaries, but it also gave me a safe place to learn and practice those boundaries. And they came in to be that catalyst, because all the way up to that point in my life, that was something that I didn't know, I hadn't learned. And going out and being a professional light worker, being of service to so many, learning boundaries is vital.
Yeah. Yeah.
So sometimes they come in to be the pain in your ass,
Mm-hmm.
or to push your every button, or and please, I in no way, shape, or form condone any form of abuse. Literally, I'm the first one who's going to come out with a cast iron frying pan if you tell me it's going on.
Yeah.
That being said, sometimes they chart to be the asshole in your life, that so that you either you wanted to experience because you wanted to round out your knowledge. You can't just have one-sided knowledge and say you're a master at something on the soul side. The soul is all about experiencing and having that knowledge. Or they were there so that you learned to stand up for yourself. And again, it's so difficult, when right now, when I'm saying these things to Mercury, what is wrong? But that's a misconception, that once you get that, you stop beating yourself up, whether you were the good guy or the bad guy. You stop all of that regret, all of that resentment, all of the hate for this other person, for all the things they did to you. And, when they talk about forgiveness, that's what it really is. It's like understanding, like, wow, on a soul level, you charted to be this incredible ass, to come in and help me to be stronger.
Mm. Yeah, that's a side that people don't. They don't. Yeah, we can't. It's something that we just don't perceive. We don't see that. That was like one thing I learned in not metaphysics, but in paranormal investigation. You got to look at things in different perspectives instead of looking at a room or looking at something at eye level. Lay on the floor and look up at the room. You are going to see things that you never knew existed.
There's always more than one aspect there.
Yep.
There's always more. And, like we've done, and like when we did paranormal investigations together, sometimes there was a spirit there, but sometimes it was a spirit. It was a loved one coming to visit.
Yeah.
Sometimes, it's a ghost. They're trapped. And other times it was just the energy of the place, and it had no connection whatsoever.
Yeah. Like that one here, that one here in Claremont, that house that was on the hill, and and it was like we picked up the water, and it was like
so you always have to be open to looking at first. I always like to. I'm a Libra, all right, so I'm about that balance. I'm an air sign, so the brain, the thinking. So I'm always, even if right now somebody appeared in front of me, the first thing my brain is going to do, even though I've been me, my first experience, I was 3 years old, I'm 57. So it's been a long time. I'm still going to look for, okay, let me look at the physical here. What's going on? Is it a reflection? Is it this? Is it that? I'm going to rule that out first before I jump the other way. And even when I'm in a spiritual situation, and I know, like, you can see the book floating through the air or something, I'm still going to be like, all right, let's just kind of take this all in. So having more than one perspective is beneficial in any and every aspect of life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We have to also learn to step outside of ourselves, step out and look at things. I can't tell you how many times I've done that, especially like astral projection, you know, when I astral travel or remote view or just leave the body. And it's like, whoa, there's sometimes I've done it so quickly. I'm going through a situation and suddenly I'm like, I step back and I'm literally like out of my body and I'm seeing the whole situation, viewing the whole situation and feeling the whole situation.
Because when you are out of it, you're able to take it all in. And it's not just what you see, it's what you feel, it's what you intuitively know, it's what you smell, you taste, you sense. It's because you are now out of the, just the physical earth thing. And, that's where you've actually gone from the 3D to the 5D.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can feel things differently when you step out of your body and out of that ethereal self, that physical self. You feel things differently. You're perceiving things differently. Your emotions are different. You are now perceiving things in a way that it's like the all-knowing type thing. It's like, oh, now I understand. So,
well, here's the other thing. Emotions means energy and motion.
Mm-hmm.
In the physical, the majority of our emotions, I'm not talking sensations, I'm talking emotions.
Yeah.
They come from the brain. Our brain filters and lets us know how we have already labeled this energy. And then that's what we are feeling. When you step out of that, you are now no longer in that 3D. So you are in a different energy, a different vibration, not the same as those you're feeling here. And yes, your brain is like, also because you're seeing and feeling and sensing and all of this other stuff, your brain is now able to let go of those other emotions and allow these other ones that are more productive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I do, when I do timeline sessions for my clients, and I take them into the astral and we go and we look and this is the great thing when you step out of you, but literally step out and go into the astral. And there's many ways to do that. The healing or the productivity that can happen in the blink of an eye is so amazing because, again, time here is linear.
Mm-hmm.
When you go there, and so if you go into the past, if you go into the future, if you even work on your present, once you heal or change something, that butterfly effect.
Yeah. Because on the other side or anywhere other than here, past, present, and future, everything is happening simultaneously.
And you can change things on an energy level in the blink of an eye. The one thing I build in with when I work with someone is just because you can change it energetically in the blink of an eye doesn't mean the human body is ready.
Yeah.
Because we're a machine. So if we change something so drastically, that's why some people like with healings or this or that, they're like, oh, I had a cleanse, this happened, blah, 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 blah. All right, well, that's because the body was storing crap, but also the body had to adjust. Okay, so there's a lot of things I do in a very methodical way so that they don't short circuit.
Yeah.
And you have self-trained yourself and so many things, but you have really dedicated yourself reading, doing, experiencing, practicing, exploring your knowledge. So you have achieved mastery in a lot of things. And, I not only do I applaud that, I want people to look at that and see, wait a minute, I can do that too.
Yeah. Yeah. It's if I were to go back and look at all the things that I've done in my life and all the, it's like a master of all trades, or a jack of all trades, but a master of none. It's like, oh, wow.
But that's not true, because I happen to know you are a master at quite a few. And, I don't tap into someone without their permission. So anything I'll get is just because it's meant for me to know, or I can share with you. And you really do not appreciate how many things you have mastered and how many levels you have increased, even at your young age, and you're still in this physical body.
Yeah. I've had
And the people that want to do a lot of different things, those are ones who came, this is your PhD. You're looking to final and master and finish up all of these things that you've been working on and growing on and learning and experiencing through lifetimes.
Yeah.
This is your PhD, and you don't get the PhD until you've mastered.
Exactly. The master podcaster.
That's right.
Actually, I could do it. I could probably do it this way. What do they call that?
The Master Podcast.
I love it. I love it.
Or we can be all happy and have a great time in life. Woohoo!
I love it. I do want to say that right now, as of today's date, I am accepting applications for 2 new clients, 2 new students into the Lightworker Intensive Certification Program. And if someone just wants to have a conversation about it, find out if it's a good fit for them, if we're a good fit to work together, they are more than welcome to reach out to me. And that is, they can find me on Facebook at lightworker Erin Koczur. They can go to my website, erinkoczur.com. They can email me at erinkoczur@gmail.com. And, there's no form out there for someone to just enroll.
Yeah.
Okay. It's got to be right. And if it's not really the right thing for them, I'm going to give them every recommendation I have on something that is.
Yeah, like some prerequisites, like you're not quite ready yet, but work on this first.
Yeah, or it may be, after talking, I've done a lot of what I call them light worker assessment calls.
Yeah.
And then I'll find out that someone, yes, they're very interested in A, B, C, and D, but then when I ask them more questions, I find out what their real true passion is. And I'm going, honey, that's not this. What if you took this time, your energy, and your resources, your money, and enroll in this type of thing?
Yeah.
That's going to get you closer to that passion. I don't, it's got to be right for everybody.
Yeah. And your courses can be done online with you online?
It's all virtual. Our private one-on-ones are done on Zoom. They are recorded, and I send them to the clients so they have them for the rest of their lives.
Nice.
There's a private student group with a ton of resources and books and all sorts of things. The weekly trainings are also recorded and uploaded there for ever. So when someone comes in, they not only have access to the trainings that will start, but all of the years prior.
Yeah.
So they really have an amazing library of material to really dive into.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is cool. Man, we have a lot of fun doing the talking. Man,
we
time goes
do.
by so fast.
We
Man,
do.
An hour's already up. But I mean, if anybody does have a question, I can dedicate a few minutes here for a phone call if anybody has any question, because we we gave a lot of information out. That's a lot of information.
Also,
the book about spirit guides,
the book about
Mercury
spirit guides,
Retrograde,
yes.
your program. So if anybody has any questions,
Soulmates versus twin flames, your celestial crew, I call them my crew for short. We talked about, you're right, we talked about spirits versus ghosts and soul families and ancestors and charting and reincarnation. And obviously we could keep going.
Exactly. But I could open up a couple minutes here. 407-636-1157.
Anyone who's watching the replay, if they want to leave a question in the comments and just tag me, I am more than happy to come back and answer questions. My life purpose, I always knew I loved people and I loved helping people. And like I said, I've just been who I am my whole life. I've been doing readings since I was a little girl. I didn't know that's what it was called then. Okay. And everything I've done and I learn and I continue to learn, has brought me to this period in my life where my passion, my joy, my purpose is to educate, empower, and enlighten. That's it. And if you want to go out and really impact lives, being who you are, being a light worker, a light wearer, a light bearer, a healer, okay? Yeah, my job, teach you everything you need to know so that you don't burn out, you're honoring yourself, you're really clear, you know how to take care of you, you have confidence, you're not looking for outside validation, and you're out there doing what you charted to do, which was to be of service to others with your gifts, knowledge, and ability.
Yep.
So
naturally as a human spirit, that's our job, is to be a service to others, be of service to the fellow human being. So,
and there's so many ways to do that. And that's why mine is a specific way for those that want to go out and be, a light worker, teach people these about these methods, these techniques, these modalities, the belief systems, the energy, all of the things at your disposal, and share your gifts that way. That's my specific niche. There are those who teach people how to write a book that's going to change lives. There are those who teach people how to cook, and they're going to share love and light through their food. This is mine.
Heck yeah. Yeah. Woo. Absolutely. How long have the Lightworker Development School been around? Is it anniversary?
Yes, my anniversary was in March. I started the groundwork for it in 2019. Yeah. And I officially launched and opened in March of 2020. Wow. Literally the 15th of March.
That's just like right when the lockdown happened.
It was just like, and people say like the 15th of March, that was the Ides of March, but actually within no time, I had 3 students and I was off and running and changing lives and making an impact. And, there's so much joy in that. I knew I always wanted to, as I put it, I just want to get paid for being me. I know a lot of things. I want to tell people these things. I want to help people, and I just want to get paid to do that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I reached a certain point, because don't think I hadn't asked, all right? Don't think I hadn't looked up and gone, really, or pulled the cards. And I have so many colleagues across the fields, and everyone, I see you doing this, I see you doing this. And as the years go by, and I'm like, a little more specific would be nice. And then all of a sudden one day, hand to God, I'm telling you, I was having a bitch fest. I was looking up and chewing out my crew. Okay. And I heard, it's time. It's time. What does that even mean? It's time. Could we get a little more specific, please?
Yeah.
Long story short, within the school was born, and I've got some of my clients, because they learned how to channel and listen to their guides and stuff. They've written best-selling books. I have more than one client's written best-selling books, who has quit her job and launched her own spiritual heart-centered business. Another who opened her own lightworker training school, and one who has been putting together lightworker and quantum retreats around the world. Some being keynote speakers, some have been invited to be on paranormal investigation teams, some, and I just on, and they're all doing it in their own way.
Yeah.
But being a part of that journey and watching them fly and watching them take that light and get it out there.
Yeah. It's a blessing. Yeah.
It's even better than pizza, but
oh man. Yeah. And two of these individuals that she's speaking of are going to be on the show. One next month. And we haven't set up anything yet for the other students.
I have a couple of others that I will introduce you to, because it's a wide spectrum of topics. One is really going to be, able to talk with you about the quantum, and another one's going to talk. So they're all amazing, and they all know their stuff, and they have spent the time, the energy, and the resources to really dive in and learn who they are, what their abilities and gifts are, and how to help people.
Absolutely. And they're probably watching now. Yeah.
Some of them are traveling, some are on a plane. So, but
I'm gonna break out my device. Let me look. Okay.
I love it. I love it.
Man. Well, we will close the show. And once again, it's always a pleasure to have you on. And let's do this again sometime.
Let's do this again sometime. I love being
possibly
here.
when we're out of Mercury Retrograde and we can take calls on some stories. Did anybody experience anything during the retrograde? What's your story?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How did you handle it?
I've got quite a few people that have been messaging me, private messaging me, and also in my private Facebook group, talking about all these things that are going on. And again, stay calm.
Yep.
And if nothing else, just tell yourself this too shall pass.
Yeah. Yep. Is that where it came from? Is that where that phrase came from?
Probably.
Because it really fits.
Yeah, it really does, doesn't it? I love it.
Oh man. Erin, thank you. You have a wonderful evening or one of the rest of the night, and
you as well.
Interesting 3-week journey through the retrograde, and blessings. Thank you everybody for listening, watching, wherever you might be, anywhere else in the world. Tune in next week. We will have Medicine Woman Cat Rambo on and talking about if you have any questions on dreams, you want a dream, like a dream interpretation. She'll I think she's working on a book on dreams. Well, actually, no, she's working on a class. She's putting together a really special class and stuff like that. So she'll be talking about that. And let's see what else. Yeah, that's it. And once again, if you are going to be coming to Florida or in Florida and you want to check out the biggest and quickest growing metaphysical and holistic fair, come out May 21st and 22nd in Melbourne, the Melbourne Auditorium. It is the Spirit Fest that we're having out here. It travels around the state, so check that out. Other than that, Erin, you have a wonderful night.
You
Thank
as well.
very much.
Blessings to everybody.
Blessings.
Thank you for
everybody.
having me.